GlobalScaleRadio.net.
It's about that time. It's about that time to get.
Button your lip, open your ears, strap on your thinking cap. Socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. It's time for Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J.
Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. Manning lobs it. Boris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. He hits one deep to right center. That ball is out of here. The Yankees win the pennant.
GlobalScaleRadio.net.
If you're lying, then you must be half stepping. Ain't no half stepping. Marcus J back once again for a live show. Get down with us tonight. 804-447-0601. 804-447-0601 to get down with Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J for a live show on Monday night, October 29th. 7 p.m. here on the East Coast. We're going to be here till 9 o'clock. Hopefully, everybody that's listening to us now are going to be with us for the next 2 hours. We got a live show. Want to give a special shout out to all the brand new listeners that we have listening to us on MixLR / Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. We appreciate you guys listening to us now on your mobile phones, on your cell phones, on your Androids, on your iPhones. Got a new audience. We appreciate it. Thank you so much to everybody that listens to us week after week on GlobalScaleRadio.net. It's because of you guys that we are indeed the highest rated show on GlobalScaleRadio.net. Of course, we got a live show tonight. We're glad for everybody that's listening. We're going to get right to it, kind of preview the show. We got the dating pool diva. Arthur Charisma is in the building with us. We're going to get into the Diva Diaries later on in the show. We're going to talk a little bit about what happened last night in Detroit in the sports roundup. And then the rest of the first hour, we're going to dedicate to the National Football League. So we got a lot to do in this 2-hour time period. I want to thank everybody that's listening to us. We know we got bad weather all up and down the East Coast. Hopefully you guys listening to us right now somewhere safe, somewhere dry. You got power. And if not, listen to us until your battery dies on your cell phone. Next 2 hours. Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. So as we do every single week, we go around the room. We say peace to everybody. And I want to start with the lady. We got the dating pool diva in the building. What's up, girl?
Hey, what's going on?
Doing all right. You doing all right?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here in all this wet weather.
Yeah, it's nasty out. Well, we appreciate you coming out and hanging out with the crew. Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. We know you didn't have to do it, but you came out. You showing us some love, and we appreciate that. And we want to be able to do the same for you in the future time.
All right.
Well, we appreciate you being here. How was your weekend?
It was a good weekend. I stayed in a lot of it because I was afraid of Hurricane Sandy, but I'm out today. You brought me out here, so
you was afraid, girl. They said it wasn't supposed to come until today.
I didn't even come out Saturday. I was like, just in case it came early, I was gonna be inside
it was still
chilling.
Like in the islands or something 2 days ago. You out there scared of stuff. Ain't even nothing going on. As we look out the window right now here in good old Richmond, VA, we look outside and I don't see not a drop coming out of the sky. I don't see any wind or anything. Maybe that's the calm before the storm. Hopefully everybody remains safe. Everybody gets off the roads. And, of course, when we get out of here in 2 hours, we go home. Go someplace safe. So, Dating Pool Diva, once again, thank you for joining us here on Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. Carlton Banks.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, brother?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I can't complain.
How was your weekend?
Weekend was pretty good. You know, I wasn't afraid to come outside. Matter of fact, I had to go and, take care of the little kids this weekend and had my soccer game. And other than that, did a pretty good job.
Everything was good. How did the boy do this weekend, man?
The boy pissed me off. I ain't gonna front.
Well, let's hear it.
He pissed me off. But to his, he did not hustle. First of all, I tell all my parents the game's at 11 o'clock. I only got 5 kids. Yeah, I did 4. Yeah, I did 4. At 5 kids. I got 5 kids, and I knew one of them was going to be there. So that put me down to 4. Okay, again, I said the game was at 11 o'clock. I emailed the parents. Here it is, 10:55. I only got 2 kids. Here it is, 11:05. My 3rd kid just shows up. I said, let me check my email. Find out my 4th kid is not going to be there. I'm sitting here like, gee.
You on fire.
I was on hot.
You was on fire.
Yes.
So did we at least win?
The kid said we tied. I said we won. I must have missed a goal that the other team scored. To that same credit, Mr. Non-Hustle Little Carlton, he was not hustling, but the boy somehow or another scored 5 goals. I was pissed, but I still had to be happy because he scored 5 of the 7 goals that my team had. So, I don't know. Now, the kid that was really hustling was the one I was expecting to quit on me. He hustled his little butt off. He's a little round mound of rebound himself. He hustled the whole game.
Did you call somebody's child round mound or rebound?
Dude, the boy's name is Brody. And when I first heard his name, I said, is that named after a wrestler? She said, no, that's named after a trashy romance novel. I was like, you know what? I can't talk to you no more. I can't.
I'm thinking of Bruiser, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the wrestler I said. Just like a wrestler. And she said, no, just after a trashy romance novel. I was like, okay. I can't complain.
So how did you take, dealing with the kids when they thought they tied, you thought they won? I mean, how did you diplomatically tell them kids that they didn't win the game?
Hey, they didn't seem one way or another. The whole point of Dynamo Soccer is to make sure that you're having fun. And that's exactly what they do. They have fun. I told the other coach, I was down on man. He was like, let me get Anthony. He's like, no. I was like, dude, really? You going to make me try to sit here and forfeit? But like I said, my 3rd kid showed up, and he was like, okay. All right.
Last question I'm going to ask you on it. Are you one of those people that's okay with giving every kid a trophy at the end of the season?
Yes. Yes, I am. And at this point in their lives, they all deserve one.
Okay.
Plus, I get the discounted trophies. They were like less than $4 a piece.
Okay. Well,
and get them engraved.
You're a nice person, because I'm like, hell no. If you ain't win the championship, why you getting the trophy?
There's no championship. There's no.
They're supposed to be having fun.
You can have fun while you look at the good kids get their trophy. And
how old are these kids?
I have U8s,
okay.
Which means they're under 8, but older. They're 7, older than 6.
They're only like 6, 7 years old. Marcus.
I got 7.
Okay. I played baseball when I was 8, 9 years old, and we got trophies. You know what I mean? But the kids that won, they got trophies. Okay, so you can get them like a participation button or a sticker or something. Kind of like how the teacher give them in the kindergarten, a little star or something. And then the good kids that actually win,
a star.
Yeah.
I understand what he's saying. I mean, in my little league, everybody got trophies. I mean, we won the championship when I played little league football, so there's no question in my mind that I was going to get a trophy. But at this age, I give all my kids a trophy. They were $3.95. Plus, I make the parents pay for it. So. It's not bad.
I guess you can't go wrong with that. Big Roo. Yeah. Big Roo. Yeah. What's up, brother?
Not much, man. Just chilling.
You doing all right?
You know I am.
So tell me, how was the weekend?
The weekend was okay. Worked pretty hard this weekend, made a little cash. Unfortunately, there was nothing real good on TV on Saturday, but except a bunch of zombie movies, and I'm just not feeling zombie movies at all.
Well, you just made some cash, avoided the zombie movies, and that was kind of it.
Wait a minute, zombie movies? Didn't y'all go see Resident Evil?
That's different.
I'd like to know why it's different.
I'd like to know why it's different too.
And now that I think about it, you did just slam a movie that you was the one who reminded me how good of an idea it was to go see, and now.
I'd never slammed that movie. That was a good movie. The movies I slammed are those. That not even B movies, like F movies that they make with LeVar Burton and people like who don't got no jobs no more because they just need something to do. Those things are terrible.
What zombie movie did LeVar Burton?
Man, it was like,
what
movie? It wasn't Zombie Apocalypse. It might have been Zombie. Man, I don't know. It was terrible.
I'm gonna test this app out on my phone. I'm gonna find this one.
I mean, it's a sci-fi original, man.
Oh, it's a sci-fi.
And Mario Hemingway.
Okay.
Mario Hemingway?
It's sci-fi original. You just said it all right there.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Sci-fi. What do you
It was
expect, man?
terrible.
Well, that's
Those
me.
are B movies.
I'm saying, man, I was hoping LeVar would have little glasses and whatnot.
Like
Read
Jordy?
Rainbow.
Like Jordy.
No, Kunta.
Yeah.
Well, Jordy, that's the dude. That's the character he plays on like Star Trek.
Yeah.
But you know the joke is he was Kunta, then he went to the
Then
PBS.
he became Toby.
Then he became.
Well, Kunta
It was
is Toby.
But I'm saying, his name was Toby.
It's
man.
Kunta. Then it
I
was
ain't fooling
the
with y'all.
PBS show he had. Then he was on Star
Y'all
Trek
killing
Next
me.
Generation.
I'm not gonna let y'all do that to LeVar Burton.
Okay.
Nah, that's my man.
Not now.
So, but
I mean, he can be your man, but
that's my homeboy.
I'm just saying.
Ain't no half stepping. Marcus J 804-447-0601. Once again, I'm gonna give a shout out to the people listening to us on MixLR. We are joining that website. This is our first official night. We were there last week testing it, but we're there officially from this point forward. GlobalScaleRadio.net as well. You can find us. We're setting up times where we're going to be doing replays on MixLR at scheduled, predetermined times. You can listen to us on YouTube. We put our posts up on Facebook. So Ain't No Half Stepping Marcus J is growing. We appreciate the love that we're getting. Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. My weekend was good. Mama J. Give a shout out to my little girl. She was in a Taekwondo demonstration and tournament on Saturday. She worked very, very hard over the last few weeks and months to put that together, and those kids did a fabulous job. Her school always does the best. About 5 different schools that participates. Her school always does the best in their demonstration, and of course Mama J participated in the actual tournament where she had to suit up, put on the pads, and get in the ring with a couple of other little
That's what I was about to ask
little
you.
little 9-year-old girls in her. What was your question?
No, that was what I was about to ask you.
Yeah.
She get to beat him up this year?
Yeah, she did. She did it last year as well. I can't remember last year what she was. I think she was green last year, but she's red now. She just got her red
nice.
belt a week ago, so she had to spar against other little girls who presumably had their red belts for a little bit longer, and she won her matches and she won. So it was cool. It's a proud moment. Both sets of grandparents came to town, so she got a chance to kick it with them. First time
I love your mother-in-law.
she had seen them for a while, so hadn't seen them in a while. So it was good. It was good to see her. You know, my mom reminded me, as she normally does, that I take that kind of stuff just a little bit too serious. She was telling me to chill out, but it was good. I was glad. I was proud. So Ain't No Half Stab with Marcus J. We're going to transition to the world of sports, do our very brief sports roundup. The first thing I want to do is just kind of mention someone who we lost in the world of sports last week. On the 25th, we lost Emmanuel Stewart. A lot of people may not know the name Emmanuel Stewart, but you may know him through the people he worked with. Emmanuel Stewart was a boxing trainer. He was also a commentator for HBO Boxing. Many of the people, younger people, may know him from HBO. But some of the older sports fans might know him as the trainer of the likes of Thomas Hearns, Tony Tucker, Vladimir Klitschko, and most notably former heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis. Emmanuel Stewart lost his battle recently with colon cancer. So I just want to send the condolences to the family of Emmanuel Stewart and anybody who was able to basically enjoy any of the boxers that he trained. Big Rube, were you a boxing fan?
Somewhat.
Are you familiar with Emmanuel Stewart and his work?
I think I need to see what he looks like.
Emmanuel Stewart.
Then I can tell you yes or no.
That's the brother in the photograph right there. You might have remembered
Yes.
seeing him on HBO. 'Cause
Yeah.
In recent years, he was a
Yeah.
commentator with
Wow.
Larry Merchant.
Now you see where he is. Yeah. Wow, that sucks.
Yeah. So just wanted to kind of put that out there. The next thing that I wanted to get into is an area that Big Rube and I just absolutely butchered terribly. A week ago on these airways, Big Rube and Marcus J, the baseball fans in the room, both picked not only for the St. Louis Cardinals to beat the San Francisco Giants and go to the World Series, but we then picked the Detroit Tigers to beat those Cardinals in the World Series. I think I said maybe 5 or 6 games. I didn't think the Cardinals would get that far with Detroit. I just thought their pitching would be too great. And lo and behold, not only did the Cardinals lose, but those Giants haven't lost since. And last night, Carlton Banks, they ended up sweeping said Detroit Tigers, the same Detroit Tigers that you said you liked.
I did like the Detroit
You said
Tigers.
you liked the Detroit Tigers, and
Still
not
do.
to pick on you because I said I liked them as well after they swept the Yankees. What did you think about that after you saw
I was
that?
highly disappointed. I thought that Verlander would have had, done his thing, and at least they would have won game one. But no, the sweep really surprised me. I don't think they got off the bus. They had the most rest, but then
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Okay. I heard that having that type of rest really throws off your rhythm from a hitter standpoint. And that's one of the things they couldn't get going until, game 3, game 4, where they really got some decent hitting. So, needless to say, I was surprised. Thoroughly surprised that, again, there was a sweep. Shout out to the San Francisco Giants, who also supported Richmond because of the Richmond Squirrels. There's a farm team of them.
Richmond Flying
so we
Squirrels.
here in the Richmond area won a World Series, whether you like it or not.
That's right. We can take a little bit of credit for that. Yeah, double A.
Yeah.
Double A.
Double A, yes.
Double A. Big Rule, what are your thoughts?
He's hurt.
I mean,
It's not a Yankees
I'm not
thing.
hurt. It's just they ain't had to do him like that, man. I mean, really, I
you
understand
expect,
beating the
dude?
team, but hey, Detroit, Verlander got destroyed. The triple crown champion got destroyed. I mean, Cecil Fielder couldn't slide properly.
That's not Cecil Fielder. That's Cecil Fielder's boy.
I'm saying Prince Fielder couldn't slide properly. I mean, they both look the same. They both fat. They can barely get around the base, and they can hit home runs. My bad.
All right. Well, one thing that I would like to note about this series was the fact that we know Melky Cabrera, we talked about this, got suspended for steroids, 50 games.
Ooh.
His 50-game suspension would have expired in the earlier rounds of the playoffs. They decided that they would not bring him back, in part because of the way he acted in the aftermath of getting caught up in the steroids. There's some talk about how he left the locker room without apologizing or saying goodbye to his teammates, and of course, he's a man without a team right now, and I think it's kind of poetic that team, who had what could arguably have been Carlton Banks, the best player in Major League Baseball, to that point of the season when he got caught.
Right.
That team loses the best player, goes on and wins the World Series.
But see, also you have the reigning Triple Crown winner playing in a World Series, where you're expecting him to give you some backup at some bad action as well.
Yeah.
But dude,
Yeah,
They
Miguel
handle him.
Cabrera did nothing. He's the first guy to win the Triple Crown since Carl Yastrzemski of the Boston Red Sox in 1967. So we've gone basically 45 years without seeing what we saw Miguel Cabrera do.
shout out.
And then he literally did nothing in the playoffs. I mean, even the series where they swept the Yankees, he didn't really show up much. So kind of reminded me of how A-Rod has done in the playoffs in recent years. But, it is what it is. Ain't no half stepping. Marcus J. We're going to leave it there. Going to take our first break of the night. And when we come back, we're going to get into the National Football League. Marcus J. Ain't no half stepping. Hang tight. Be back in a minute.
Hey, it's that Lady Tulane, a.k.a. Cousin Terry, representing Greensboro, North Carolina. When I'm not listening to reality TV, I'm listening to globalscaleradio.net. And ain't no half-stepping with Marcus J. Listening to it. Thank you. Bye.